In today's video, I'm going to show you a way to make some money with your photos even if you're staying at home like me and most people around the world these days. What's up guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Luka and I'm a full-time stock photographer and videographer. So, like you all know, as the coronavirus disease spreads the world, we're all aware by now that we have to stay at home, keep social distance, wash hands more often and all the other stuff that you probably heard thousands of times already. Like a lot of other businesses that are having difficulties in the current situation, if you're a photographer, you have probably also noticed the consequences of the COVID-19 by now. There are events around the world like weddings, birthday parties, concerts, corporate events being cancelled, so that means that a large number of photographers will have almost no income for the whole month, or maybe even more if the lockdowns continue. So, one thing that you can do if you're at home and waiting for things to calm down is to upload your images to stock agencies. I personally have been shooting and uploading stock images since 2011 and that's my only way of making money right now. And even in the current situation, I'm not experiencing any slowdown in sales. In fact, some people even say that they're seeing an upward trend here. So yeah, let me explain what stock photography is, give you a few tips and also explain some rules that you should know. So there are online libraries of digital content like photos, videos, illustrations, music. They are also called stock agencies, where customers can license these files for use in their projects. And the creator then gets the royalty for every time one of his files gets licensed. So, what does that mean for you? You can go through images that are sitting on your hard drives, find the ones that you think have some sales potential and upload them to one or more stock sites. For example, if you're a wedding photographer, you probably have some nice landscape shots or close-up shots of table settings or some other details. If you're a travel photographer, you probably have some nice cityscapes, drone shots, beautiful beaches, time lapses, crowds of people or something similar. And you can upload all that content to stock sites to make some money. You have time and images, so why not give it a try? If you don't have any images from before, you can always shoot some new ones at home. You can make cookies with your partner or kids, shoot the whole process and just upload the images. You can take some shots of your partner working from home using phone, tablet or some other piece of technology, or you can just take some portraits. There are a lot of possibilities. Also, if you're staying in a country where they haven't totally prohibited all the exits yet, you can go out, shoot some nice landscapes, cityscapes, time lapses. Okay, so which sites should you upload your images to? There are a lot of stock photo and video sites right now and also new ones are appearing all the time. But let me tell you about three main ones that I think you should focus on if you're just starting to upload. And those are iStock, Shutterstock and Adobe Stock. You can decide to be an independent contributor and upload images to all of them, or you can become an exclusive contributor. If you decide to be an independent contributor, contributors say the site that brings most of their revenue is Shutterstock, although they're very strict about technical requirements for their images. It was the first stock site that introduced a subscription licensing model and that's why it became so popular. They also have a great mobile app for contributors with which you can upload images on the go and also monitor your earnings in real time. Adobe Stock is also one of the top agencies when it comes to revenue as it's integrated into Adobe Cloud, so every designer that's using Illustrator or InDesign or any other Adobe product has an access to image database from the application itself, so that's a bonus. And the last but not the least is iStock, which is my favorite. And I still think it has the most quality content among all of them. They also have a great mobile app where you can submit your images, they're regularly posting new creative briefs and other useful things. If you are an independent contributor, iStock will not bring you so much money than the other two agencies, but you can also choose to become an exclusive contributor like I am. And what does that mean? It means that I'm committed to only upload images to iStock and nowhere else. Wait, what? Why would you do that? Well, I also started as an independent contributor and uploaded to around 8 agencies in the beginning, but after 1 year I decided to go exclusive. Of course, there are pros and cons here. First thing is that I only have to deal with one agency's upload process, not more of them, because believe me, some agencies have a very frustrating upload system. And that's saving me a lot of time, so I can focus more on shooting new images and processing them, and that's it. Second thing is that images from exclusive photographers are more expensive on iStock, plus you get higher percentage from sold licenses. And I also have a lot of content from iStock events around the world, so I can't really upload that to any other site, so exclusivity is the best option for me, but you have to decide that for yourself. There are some other things about exclusivity, but that was just a quick summary for now, and if you want to know more, let me know down in the comments. Also, when it comes to stock photography, there are some rules that you need to know. Different stock sites have different rules, especially when it comes to technical aspects of images, but legal stuff is very similar with all agencies. First one is model releases. Basically, model release is a document that allows you to use and sell images of a particular person. So, whenever you have recognizable people in your images, you have to attach model release to them. And if you have the same person on images shot on different days, you should also have a new model release field for every shoot. There are few exceptions about crowds here. I'm not sure if it's the same on all stock sites, but for sure on iStock it is. If you have an image of a crowd of people and nobody really stands out, you can upload an image without model releases, because clearly the image is about the crowd, not the person itself. Second thing are property releases. Similar to model releases, if an image features recognizable location like home interior that's very distinctive or exterior of a house, you will need to attach a property release signed by the owner. Of course, if you are shooting a street scene with many houses, you don't need any property release because the image is not about the house itself, but it's about the street. Property release is also required if there's any artwork in the image, and it must be signed by the author of the artwork, not the owner of the physical copy. You can find all these forms online. I know they are on iStock contributor community website, and those are the ones that most contributors use because they are accepted by most stock agencies. Also, there's an app called Easy Release that's available both for Android and iOS, which you can use to fill and sign the releases digitally. That way you don't have to worry about bringing paper releases with you all the time. Also, if you're shooting the same model over and over, you have the model's info in the app already and you can fill the release very quickly, so it's very convenient. It will cost you around $10 to get it, and it will crash from time to time, but overall it's a great app and it will make your life easier. Also, the releases from the app are accepted by most stock agencies, so you won't have any problems there. Third thing you need to know is that images you submit to stock agencies can't contain any copyrighted or trademarked material. And what does that mean? It means you have to retouch all the logos, for example on shoes, on clothes, on technology, even if they're very small and if they're located somewhere in the background. If they're recognizable, you have to remove them. Moreover, all signs and names have to go, all buttons, holes, speakers on phones and tablets needs to be retouched, so it looks more generic. Fourth thing are keywords, and that is crucial. In order for your image to be found among millions of others, it needs good metadata. So, title, description, and most important, keywords. You can upload the best image in the world, but if nobody can find it, you won't sell it. So that's why you must find good keywords. Minimum number is 5 and maximum is 50 on most agencies, but I think the sweet spot is around 30. One quick tip here: when I'm adding keywords, I ask myself which keywords would I use if I would search for this specific image. Then I add 5 or 10 keywords to ensure that all important ones are there, and after that I search for similar content on iStock or Getty Images and see what others are adding. And of course I copy the ones that are relevant to my image. It's also important to only use the keywords that are relevant to your images. You don't want spamming and adding irrelevant ones, as it will have a negative impact on performance in search. In iStock contributor community webpage, there's also a great keywording guide, which I suggest you to check if you want to become better at it. One more thing that you need to know is that if you're a beginner in this field, you won't actually earn much money from stock photography right away. But since you're at home because of the COVID-19 and you have some nice images sitting on your hard drives, it could be great to see how in a few months or in a year they would bring a few $100s. So I would say give it a shot. Or maybe it will even drag you in and you'll start uploading more and maybe even turn it into a full-time business like I did. Well, you never know. So that's it for me today. Hopefully you find some helpful tips about stock photography, and I'm actually preparing another video which will be about things that you need to know when you're starting out in stock photography. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to learn more or have any other questions, let me know. And of course, like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button, and I'll see you in the next one.